Huh? Okay. This is how your son behaves in class. In fact, we're recording right now. We are recording right now, Chris. Anyway, back to pre-calc. So, we're going to just have to pretend I'm teaching. So, anyway, 5-2, rational exponents. So, rational means fraction. We've got exponents that are fractions. So, the top number is the power, and this bottom part of the fraction is the root. Okay? So, a couple examples. 9 to 1/2 power is the same thing as the square root of 9. Okay? And we know the square root of 9 is 3. Okay? B, since we've got a negative exponent, we know it's 1 over the cube root of 8 squared. And then we know the cube root of 8 is 2. And 2 squared is 4, so 1/4. This is the cube root, 1/3 power cube root of 27x to the 6. We know the cube root of 27 is 3. And we take a third of the exponent, so we get a 3x squared. On example 2, 4th root. We're going to rewrite in radical form. 4th root of x cubed, okay? 6, I got a negative exponent, so I brought it down. And I changed it to square root, so 1/2 the square root power, 1/2 the square root power, or the square root of 6 over x. Number C, we have to add exponents. You cannot put these together until you add exponents. So if I add the fractions, do a little adding fractions down here. We get 1/4 plus 1/3, common denominator, we get 7/12. So we end up getting way up here back to this. We get the 7/12. Oh, where did I put the answer? Somewhere up here, didn't I? Oh, here it is. X to the 7/12. There you go. Oh, these two I just added and made it a 3/4. Yes. 3 rewrite. Okay, so that's z to the 5/2 power. C, this is going to be a cube root of 27 is 3. I take a third of that, -1, and a third of that, I get y squared. If I want to change the exponent, I can from the negative to the positive. C, I just did C. 4, I'm going to distribute. I'm going to go this times this times this, and I'm going to add exponents. So I'm going to get an x to the 4/2, an x to the 0. Anything 0 power is always the number 1. 4/2 is x squared. On this one's a little bit tough, but I brought this term up first, and I canceled the 2's, okay? When I brought up the x to the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 makes 2/3, and then I distributed. So then I get a 3x to the 3/3 and a 4x to the 6/3, which really makes 3x to the 1 and 4x squared, okay? On the back side of this, a rule, if we have the same base, then we can just say the exponents are equal. So as an example, I changed 8 into base 2. Base 2. And I changed 32 into base 2. So 2 cubed is 8. 2 to the 5th is 32. I have the same base, so then I can just set the exponents equal and solve. B, base 5. So I changed 125 into base 5, which is 5 cubed. Once I get the same bases, I can set the exponents equal and solve. And I solved it, and I ended up getting x equals -3/2. 8, base 2, I'm sorry, C, base 2. 8 is 2 cubed with the x. 2 is already a base 2. 4 is 2 squared. So they're all the same base. But here I got to be careful because I'm going to add exponents. So I've got a 6x plus 5. I'm adding exponents. Then I have the same base. And I can go ahead and solve the exponent, and I end up getting -5/3. Okay, 27. We've got to be careful. What we have to remember is this. I'll slide over here. 1/9 will be the same thing as 3 to the -2 power, okay? So I changed that, my 1/9 to 3 to the -2 power. I've got the same base. I solve for x, and I got 9/5, okay? Number 7. We used our equation we learned yesterday, y equals a, which is the beginning amount, exponent of 1 plus or minus r. R is our rate to the x power, because it's going to grow, it's going to have an exponential growth. So, what do we know? We know the ending amount, that's our y. We know our beginning amount, that's our a. And we want to find our rate. And we went for 10 years, from 1910 to 1920. So I have to solve. So, I'm going to solve for r. I divided by 250,000, I got 1.6. And then how do I get rid of this 10? By doing the 10th root. And I did that on my calculator. I took it to the 1/10 power. And then I subtracted 1, and I got 0.048, which is about 4.8%. Okay, that's all I have. If you have any questions, we had homework assigned, and there it is.